Good evening, and welcome to the January 11th, 2022 Village of Bolingbrook Board Meeting. Before I begin, if you have any comments for this evening's meeting, please go to the back and make sure that you sign in so that we have the correct name for the minutes. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would like to invite Trevor Lamb up to lead us in the pledge. Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Trustee Zarate? Here. Trustee Watts?
Here.
Trustee Roopsis? Here. Trustee Lawler?
Here.
Trustee Doris?
Here.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Here.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December 14th, 2021 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second. Trustee Roopsis, any additions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Odelson, are there any changes to this evening's agenda?
None, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Roopsis, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have our appointments. I'd like to, Mithra, you want to join me? We have one new appointment that will be joining the Arts Council this evening. Kathleen Lamb will be sworn in as Commissioner. May I please have a motion to approve this appointment?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second. Trustee Doris, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You want to step up and join us? Bring your family with. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. How'd she get you into this?
She asked.
Oh, you asked?
She just asked.
Oh, she asked you. You guys
yes.
screwed up. So you can be in the, I don't bite. I'm a very nice, I'm a nice mayor.
Yes, she does. That's great.
So do you have a passion for the arts?
Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, Amy can tell you, I take pictures for the middle schools, and I took pictures for the high school. High school for the last 5 years, for both theater, music, and choir. And it's just a pastime, so just being there for the kids, making
Awesome.
memories. So.
Wow.
She's very modest. She is there constantly. I know Kathleen through the Bolingbrook High School theater department, and every time I'm there, she's there. Every person that has a child that goes through the arts department knows Kathleen because she takes the pictures of their kids and will forever remember her because they're immortalized. Their kids are immortalized. So with all the pictures, but Kathleen's always there. If anyone's been to a function, she's the one that's running around and taking pictures and volunteering and doing so much for the high school. So.
Well, awesome. I know that feeling. So that's amazing. We need more Kathleens in Bolingbrook. So now we've taken you out of your comfort zone of school and welcomed you into Bolingbrook.
Yes. Well, we've been
So
here for
good.
20 years, so.
Like the Bolingbrook Arts Council.
Well,
So
we're
now you
here for
have to
that.
spread your wings even further. Who's
Yes.
with you?
This is my husband, Don, and you already know Trevor.
Yes.
Amy knows Trevor.
So you're at BHS.
No, I already graduated.
Oh, you
Just
graduated.
Just
Yes, I'm a
graduated.
freshman in college at ISU.
Good for you. What are you studying?
Biology.
All right then. Well, I'm so glad to have you on board. We will swear you in, so raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Kathleen Lamb,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
the Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook,
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as
and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as
Arts Council Commissioner
Arts Council Commissioner
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
in a manner prescribed by law.
in a manner prescribed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So much. All right, let's let her get this. Here we go. You guys all get together so you can all be in the picture.
Yay.
Couple days ago.
usually will when I'm taking the pictures.
Oh, there you go. Thank you again, look forward
Thank
to
you.
working with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have other commissions that you guys can join as well. Don't think that you're off the hook. Reports of officers, there are none. Madam Clerk, have we received any comments?
We have received none in advance of tonight's meeting.
All right. Is there anyone present tonight who would like to make a comment about items before the board this evening? Anyone in the audience? All right, sir. Good evening, Mr. Brown.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
All right, just for the record, name, and it's all yours.
Okay, my name is Norman Brown, longtime resident here of Bolingbrook. And good evening, Mayor, the board, residents of Bolingbrook. I'm here to speak on the issue of the cannabis dispensary. And Mayor, this is probably my third or fourth appearance before this board, if not the board, then the body on this matter. But what I would like to do, after I put my glasses on, this is my third or fourth time speaking before this body on the matter, and I think I've been pretty consistent about having the revenue generated from a potential 3% sale tax on cannabis to be spent on economic and youth development in the R3 area of Bolingbrook. Now, for those of you who don't know what R3 is, Restore, Reinvest, and Renew is a Illinois state grant program. And just for the record, how many of you on the board are familiar with R3? 2? Mike? Okay. Anyone in the audience? Okay, good. Well, it's a state grant program created to tax cannabis sales and then make available the revenue to generate economic opportunities in historically underserved, mostly minority areas. And we have such an area here in Bolingbrook. Are you guys familiar with the boundaries of the R3? Is it okay if I educate you?
Please go ahead.
The boundaries of the R3, the northern boundary is Boughton Road, southern boundary is Lilycash, the eastern boundary is Smith, and if you can imagine this, the western boundary are the power lines, the Con Ed power line. It's a pretty large area. And everything within that area is eligible for this grant money. Now, just for the record, in May of last year, the state made available $3.5 million. And just last December, another $45 million was made available for R3. The latter was from cannabis sales that topped 1.6 billion with a B. And here's my question to the board. 1, will you consider using money generated from a 3% sales tax on cannabis to create an economic and youth development opportunity in the R3 area of Bolingbrook? And if not, why? And if you can't commit tonight, hopefully you will later host a public meeting to explain your decision. Can we have that done?
Well, I don't know that we can plan on spending revenue that we don't have yet.
Exactly, right.
Obviously, any finance, if this is approved by the board this evening, any finances will go towards the community some fashion, way, or form.
Okay.
So I don't know that we can make a commitment on something that we don't have, and I I know for sure we can't vote on something that's not on the agenda.
Understood.
But definitely will be noted and taken into consideration if this goes to the next step
Okay.
after this evening.
Will you hold a public forum to explain your decision? Either way.
Most definitely.
Okay, thank you. And two, since you guys already, some of you indicated that you're familiar with the R3, have anyone applied for any of that money? 31 million that was available the first of the year, and then I think on December 15th, 45 million that was made available?
I know we've applied for quite a bit of grants, but I don't know if any, Ken, was specific to that you're aware of?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
to get
We
clarification
get,
on what the parameters are.
Okay.
we'll let you know.
Keep in mind, this money is available as part of the equity program, a piece of legalizing cannabis. And it is then to be used to right past wrongs, meaning where there was the so-called war on drugs with, incarceration rates and drug charges and what have you. Now that cannabis is legal, a lot of records have been expunged. And so this whole law was designed to make it possible for those with, a drug charge background to have an opportunity to be part of the process, to work in that industry, to even own and operate a cannabis dispensary. And my opinion, it hasn't been going that well. I like to see a black-owned and operated cannabis dispensary here in Bolingbrook. That is, if we have one, more than one, hopefully we will. In fact, Naperville, as I speak, is in the process of approving a third dispensary. It's been
Fourth,
so
actually.
successful. How many?
4.
4? What else do I need to say? It's been successful. And I think it can be successful here in Bolingbrook if done right. So, after all, we have a nickel a gallon of gas purchase here in Bolingbrook for tree replacement. Is that still true?
Roads.
So why not do the same thing with cannabis dispensaries? I mean, after all, we all win in the end, right? So
Very good.
let's really seriously consider this. And just for the record, to sum this up, there is no R3 in Naperville, there is no R3 in Romeoville, and there is no R3 in Plainfield, and there is no R3 in Lockport.
Okay.
So we need to do what we need to do to eliminate this R3 here in Bolingbrook. Personally, I was surprised that we even had one. I've always considered this community very successful. Things look good. And so when I found out about this, I was really shocked. I was really surprised. And it was not in the area that I thought it would be. And when I explained to people about R3, they always think of some other area that's not, but it's where I described. Now, you can look this up for yourself. You can Google R3, R as in Robert, the numerical number 3, space, Illinois. And it will explain what this is all about, and there's an interactive map. So don't believe me, read for yourself. And then when you do, contact your elected officials. Not only these individuals here, but also your state and county board representatives that represent this area, and find out why in the heck they haven't pursued this money.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
available
you.
for
We appreciate it.
your time and any questions, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Happy New Year.
State your name for the record. Happy New Year.
Darrell Parks, 616 Rebecca Lane, Bolingbrook. The only thing I want to add to on the cannabis issue is realizing that as we stand right now, whatever time it is right now, we don't have a dispensary, right?
Correct.
And there are decisions that need to be made in the future. My hope is that the community will be very, very, very well a part of those decisions that are going to be made. I'm very proud of my town, and we have issues like everyone else, and we have opportunities to grow. But in this case, as Mr. Brown eloquently stated, I look at this as a tremendous opportunity to be the standard bearer for everyone else, to do what I consider the right thing for the community. And I know we all have bills to pay, but with this income, I just want the communities the people of the community to be part of the decision-making process if 20 minutes from now it becomes a reality, which I hope it will. So that's all I have to say.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If there's anyone else that wants to make comments, if you could come to the front. Just 1 second. Go ahead.
Good evening, how
Good
are
evening.
you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. All right, just state your name for the record.
Patricia
Address?
Drugan. I am a 53-year resident of Bolingbrook on Seabury.
Excuse me, can you repeat your name again, please?
Sorry, Patricia Drugan.
Okay. Floor is yours.
So I am actually here today as well to support Norman and Daryl, but I am also here with a group called Will County Agents of Change. We have been working for the last 2 years trying to get our resolution heard at the Will County Board. So I would actually like to go a couple of steps even further, and I am hoping that you guys can talk about these issues. I was not surprised that we do have some R3 areas, and I know you guys sitting on the board are very well aware that we have some R3 areas. I'm shocked that you guys didn't know more about Governor Pritzker's R3 and the stuff that he's been trying to do with getting the funds put back into some of the communities. So I'm asking you guys to get those funds that are available from the state end. And then I am also asking you guys, once you guys vote on it, and I hope that you pass it, that you will also make sure that you set aside a certain amount of that money that is going to go directly back into those communities that have been hit the hardest by the war on drugs. The systemic racist system that we live in, it was very clear in Governor Pritzker's thing that he sent out. This is about disenfranchised peoples that have been disenfranchised for years. So it is time for us to make sure that we right some of the wrongs that have gone on and make sure that we are all working together as a community. I agree with you 150%, Daryl. We have to have the people who are being affected in those communities, as well as other community members engaging and talking about where they feel that money would be best spent, because there's a plethora of places where those monies would be helping Black-owned businesses directly. When we're getting these young men and women that are coming out of prison, we need to be able to make sure that we are training them, giving them opportunities to find real work. Once you have a felony tagged on your back, it is very difficult to find work. So we need to be trying to do our very best to make sure that we are reinvesting, renewing, and doing what all of those R3 things talk about. We need to stop paying lip service and actually doing something to make sure that we are all working together within the community, okay? And I appreciate you for letting me come up and talk, and
Thank you.
we
Thank
will
you for your
definitely be
time.
talking soon.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you. That helps a lot. Appreciate it.
I'd like to thank you, Mayor, and the board for allowing me this time to speak. In this community, there's a dangerous situation that presents itself every winter, whereas injury can be prevented. I'm requesting the board to immediately write and adopt an ordinance requiring property owners to remove snow and ice from their sidewalks within 24 hours. This will allow safe passage of residents through the neighborhoods, as well as easier passage for emergency medical services in multifamily dwellings, if such service is required. Additional concerns include children traveling to the bus stop when school's in session, seniors walking around their pets or their community, handicapped people that would like to get out and not be bound to a house and just take a walk down the street. While this may seem like common sense, for many homeowners and landlords, they do their part. But there are some, unfortunately, that do not. On a recent visit to Mackenzie Falls to take my mother to a doctor appointment, I was shocked to find the sidewalks were still covered with snow and ice last Friday. Some areas were clear, while other areas, it was very dangerous to walk by. I reached out to the village for assistance after talking to the landlord, and I was shocked to find out there is not a current ordinance to remove snow from the sidewalk. I thank you for your time, and I hope that you will adopt an ordinance for the community.
Very good. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you. Oh, that'd be great for the minutes. That'll help her out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I think that's the whole room this evening, right? All right, next item on the agenda is bill approval. Bill listing A, $2,044,025.88. Bill listing B, $11,084,338.28, of which includes $9,635,649.25 for the January 1st, 2022 bond payment for debt service, which is principal and interest. Total is $13,128,364.16. Are there any questions from the trustees regarding the bill listing? May I please have a motion to approve bill listings? Trustee Watts, second trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mayor, Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis?
Yes.
Trustee Morris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next up is our tax receipts. October 2021 state income tax is $565,703.75, which is a 15.9% increase from a year ago. September 2021 sales tax, $3,320,096.63, totaling 8.9% increase from a year ago. October 2021 motor fuel tax is $233,649.92 for a total of 0.07 increase from a year ago. And our September 2021 state administrative fee is $27,524.20. First motion up this evening is motion to approve a final balance change order for PT Vero Construction Company for the Canterbury Lane culvert replacement. The bid for this project was accepted at the May 25th, 2021 Village Board meeting. A change order was requested due to an increased cost for additional structural excavation, increased amount of stone which was used for structural material, and reconnection of an unmarked stormwater sewer and extra time for utility conflicts. The total cost of the change order is $70,946.39. This has been reviewed and approved by the Public Services and Development Committee. Are there any questions from any of the trustees regarding this change order? May I have a motion to accept, please?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mayor, Trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Thank you. Next motion this evening is a motion to change 2 vacated equipment operator positions to 2 replacement maintenance worker 2 and 1 new hire of a maintenance worker 2 for the electrical section, public services and development. With the promotion of a concrete crew member to foreman and a retirement of a building and grounds section, there is 1 open position in each crew. By replacing the equipment operators with maintenance workers, the village will be able to add an additional maintenance worker to the electrical crew and still save money on salary and benefits. The total number of AFSCME employees in the electrical section of Public Works will increase from 4 to 5. This has been reviewed and approved by our Public Services and Development Committee. Do you have any questions? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Trustee Watts, second trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have our resolutions. Resolution 22R-001, accepting a proposal for construction of stairwell smoke enclosure to Fire Station Number 2, Fisher Commercial Construction, Inc. Fire Station Number 2, located at 375 Lily Cash Lane, is a two-story building with an open stairwell. The enclosed stairwell will provide a secure means to egress for fire personnel to exit the building safely. This item was budgeted for the 2020 and 2021 fiscal year. However, due to the economic and original low quote, prices have increased. Therefore, the fire department would like to relocate a current capital item for a replacement vehicle in order to cover the cost of the smoke enclosure. Total cost is $23,530.04. This was reviewed and approved by our Public Safety Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second. Trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Yes. Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Thank you. Next resolution is 22R-002, approving an agreement with respect to treatment of industrial wastewater discharge of West Liberty Foods LLC. Prior resolution 07-024 originally approved an agreement for treatment of industrial wastewater discharge to treatment plant number 3 from the subject property located at 750 South Schmidt Road. This resolution is a housekeeping measure to update the current owner of the entire subject property and to update load limits and violations. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services and Development Committee. Are there any questions from the trustees? This is all housekeeping. May I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis.
Yes.
Thank you. Next resolution, 22R-003, approving the purchase of an HVAC control upgrade from Total Automation Concepts, Inc. Lucas, is this going to take care of the polar vortex that I sit in all day?
It will help.
It will help. That's good. You know, if any of you guys are hot, you're welcome to.
Wasn't that the design, though?
Very welcoming. I guarantee if you come in there, you won't stay long.
I think that the building design, in fact, when this was built, that was the intention.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Freeze the mayor?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Put that in the job description next time. The current HVAC control system for Town Center is at the end of its useful life and is unsupported. Very true. The new system will control all of Town Center, including the police department, a total of 9 rooftop units. The HVAC upgrade includes new server, protected programming, and commissioning software. The total cost is $111,505. This has been reviewed and approved by Public Services and Development Committee. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Doris. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Now it's going to be on back order.
Exactly.
Kind of got that feeling.
Yeah.
It's all right.
If it wasn't, it will now.
Sometimes I wonder, do they really want me here? Resolution 22R-004, approving purchase of 2 half-ton cargo vans under the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative Contract Number 207, replacement for Units 307 and Unit 2029. 2 Ford cargo vans are in need of replacement due to their age and mileage. This is a budgeted item for the utilities and electrical sections. They will be used for utility locating, traffic signal maintenance, plant maintenance, and work orders. The total cost is $31,061 per unit for a total cost of $62,122. Again, has been reviewed and approved by Public Services and Development Committee. Do you have any questions regarding this purchase? May I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, second. Trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Thank you. Next resolution is 22R-005, approving an emergency purchase of a traffic cabinet from Traffic Control Corporation. The traffic control cabinet located at Boughton and Target Shopping Center Mall is in need of replacement due to a traffic accident. Cabinet didn't make it. The cost is $30,455 and includes the supply cabinet, the hardware required for replacement. The cost is expected to be reimbursed by the driver's insurance company. Has been reviewed and approved by Public Services and Development Committee. Any questions? All right. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Lawler, second. Trustee Rupsis. Roll call vote, please.
Yes. Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Motion carries. Next are ordinances. First ordinance up is PC 21.22, approval of text amendment to the zoning ordinance, Articles 1, 2, and 9 for the purpose of addressing cannabis establishments in the Village of Bolingbrook. Village of Bolingbrook is the applicant. This is a text amendment to the zoning code, which has been recommended for approval by the Planning Commission. The ordinance permits certain cannabis businesses to operate in the village if they are granted a special use. Under the ordinance, cannabis businesses are not permitted in any zoning district as of right now. Cannabis dispensaries are only allowed as a special use in the B1, B2, B3, B4, and I1 districts. Cannabis cultivators, craft growers, infusers, and transporters are only allowed as a special use in the I1 district. The village may attach conditions to a special use for cannabis businesses such as additional security, lighting, parking, landscaping, among other things. Cannabis dispensaries may not be located within 1,500 feet of another existing cannabis dispensary. Cannabis cultivators and craft growers may not be located within 1,500 feet of another existing cannabis cultivator or craft grower. No cannabis business may be located within 500 feet of a pre-existing school. This has been reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission. May I have a motion to accept the Plan Commission report?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rupsis, second. Trustee Carpenzano, all those in favor?
Aye.
Did you ask for
Opposed?
a question?
Sorry?
Did you ask for?
Next for questions.
We still have to go through the text amendment. Do you have questions?
I do have a A couple of questions.
Oh, please, go ahead.
So, as a sitting trustee, never an easy thing when we have to make decisions of this magnitude that have a direct impact. All decisions have to have an impact, some a little more direct. And this is one of those where people have strong opinions, strong viewpoints. And, I first just want to start by thanking staff, legal, and all those involved in sort of, doing the due diligence and providing content to us as board members to make a sound decision. I want to thank all the residents that have, come out through this process, expressed themselves. I can say personally, the majority of the feedback that I've received have been regarding people being, number one, in favor of this coming to our community, but then number two, with the right parameters around it. And I think we had some of that expressed this evening. So I certainly support the sentiment that was expressed this evening. I think, we're talking about, two main elements. One, from a perspective of social equity, ensuring that vendors that are allowed a license, that there is, equity in that piece and that there is minority and specifically African-American representation there. And then secondly, as presented this evening, the R3 component where there is that sort of economic and youth development. I think, that can, if done properly, can be a win-win. So I look forward to, being involved in that dialogue. Just want to confirm a couple of things. One, I do know that there was some polling and some surveying that took place as it relates to the residents' opinion on whether or not this should be allowed. Does anyone have sort of the results of that polling that
Yeah, we
can?
brought that up at 2 meetings ago. I think it was like a 70-30. I think trustee Carpenzano read I don't know, trustee Carpenzano, if you have them.
I can look back at the notes, but it was all three questions that were asked, whether it was on the medical side, the recreational side, and/or the cultivation side. Don't quote me on the exact number, but they were all about a 70-30. I think one was 68 or something, but they were all right around there. I can get the exact numbers.
Okay, so I think that's good to sort of reiterate, at this meeting as we're preparing to vote, that residents understand the numbers that, we receive. So I know that's sort of off the top of your head, but I do recall that being, somewhat close to where those numbers came in. And then secondly, maybe this is directed to legal, because this does require a special use permit and a special license, we will have the opportunity as a board to review each applicant and to vote on them individually. And at that time, we can sort of ensure that these varying components that the community has discussed are incorporated in our decision-making.
Yes, the ordinance has safeguards as far as applicants applying, the clerk first going through the application. When she determines it's a complete application, it goes to the police department, it goes to the building department to vet the applicant. When an applicant is deemed qualified, they would come to the mayor and to the board to see if you want to grant a license. And granting a license to a cannabis dispensary or otherwise is similar to when you grant a liquor license. It's your discretion. So you can say yes, you can say no.
I just want to clarify something. We do not issue licenses. That's done by the state. So we have no control of who actually gets the license. So you have to have a license to have a cannabis dispensary. We're only approving where it can be located within the village. So we're not giving license, so it's not like I can give a license to X but not Y. So we cannot determine who gets those licenses. That's completely given by the state. State gives you a license, then you come in here and you say, hey, we have a license, we want to open a dispensary in Bolingbrook. and then you find a location, we decide if that location fits the needs. I can tell you from the people that have been opposed to cannabis are worried about security. So anyone coming and wanting to open a cannabis dispensary in Bolingbrook better have a really airtight security plan. That's like one of the things that we really want to look for. Do you have a security plan? What does it look like? And how are you going to safeguard our community? That, to me, when I'm looking at these, that's going to be the top priority. But I do need to make sure that everybody knows we do not issue cannabis licenses. We have nothing to do with those. Those come from the state. So once you have a license in hand, you can come to us and say, I want to open in Bolingbrook, similar to the ones that have opened in Naperville or Romeoville, just for clarity.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that clarification. I didn't mean to imply that we issue license. I was more referring to the permit to operate in our community.
And we do have, planning has kind of put together a map of areas where, you know, that's away from the schools or away from, so we do have a map that shows what areas could possibly be options for dispensaries.
Yeah, and I think those that have been following this knows that even at the state level and the issuing of the licenses, there's been a lot of dialogue about, you know, the social equity piece, and all of it has not gone as initially planned, but that is where that discussion is being held as far as the issuing of the licenses. So anyone that comes to Bolingbrook to apply obviously would already be licensed by the state.
And you'll see in the second ordinance that you'll be addressing tonight, it is a very detailed business license requirement ordinance, which provides a lot of hurdles, which are safeguards for the municipality when determining whether a business license will be issued. And it also provides for an impact fee, which most municipalities do not have, but allows us to negotiate an impact fee with the proposed dispensary owner to provide more security, more lighting, more greenery, to provide for a safer facility. And that would be extra revenue that we would get over and above the 3%, which I've built into the next ordinance.
Just so you know, Mr. Eastman from Planning and Development does have the results. So should the Village of Bolingbrook allow medical cannabis dispensaries? 77% yes, 23% no. Should the Village of Bolingbrook allow recreational cannabis dispensaries? 72 yes, 28 no. Should the Village of Bolingbrook allow for a cannabis cultivation site? 68 yes and 32 no. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Attorney Olson, so as it relates to the piece that was mentioned tonight, the R3 allocation, the grant funding associated with that, what is the proper way to navigate that moving forward, you know, as we do make these?
Can we go through the
Potentially.
voting part, and then if and when it passes, then figure out how we want to do this
You
part?
have to pass it first, and then.
Understood, right?
we
But
go-
obviously,
Yeah.
you know, all of this sort of goes into, I would think, a fruitful decision and
Yeah.
educated decision on a vote.
Just briefly, once you establish the fact that you're going to have these dispensaries, then we would move into the next phase of applying for the money that is out there from the state. And that would be internal or
So
whatever.
do you have to have a dispensary in order to receive some of these fundings?
No, you do not,
Okay.
but we haven't availed ourselves to
Right.
do that yet because we've been working on this for, quite a bit of time. But then, I think we would be in a better place to apply for those funds.
Well, I appreciate, you know, the context around that. That helps me in my decision-making. But, you know, I've had some good conversations with staff, with our chief of police, and, you know, this is a serious decision that we're making here tonight. But, you know, I'm sure we will handle it in a productive and appropriate manner in whatever decision is made tonight. So thank you for that time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
The other part of this, you talked about the state issues the license. The state also has inspectors that come around and ensure that the facilities and the operations are meeting the guidelines set forth. The village has certain responsibilities to, as far as property maintenance and things like that, but particular to this operation, the state has inspectors who are on staff already and spoke at the town hall meeting about the process of monitoring that. So, you know, if we hear about issues, we would contact the state inspectors, but they visit the sites on a regular basis to make sure they're remaining in compliance.
Anyone else? Okay. Motion to approve?
You're the plan
Planning
commission.
commissions, yeah, the planning commission report.
accept the plan commission report.
Right,
We have the motion, but we haven't voted.
you haven't voted yet.
We have a motion and a second.
So, all in favor for the, accepting the plan commission would be the
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. That part, anyway. Now for the corresponding ordinance, Ordinance 22-001, approving of a text amendment to the Bolingbrook zoning code to regulate cannabis business establishments in the village of Bolingbrook. Now, are there any questions from the trustees? Guess we covered that already. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rupes, second. Trustee Doris, roll call vote, please.
Yes, trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Rupes.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Thank you. Next up is ordinance 22-002, amending Chapter 12 Businesses of the Bolingbrook Village Code to license and regulate cannabis business establishments in the village of Bolingbrook. This ordinance requires all cannabis business establishments to apply for and receive a cannabis business license from the Village Cannabis Commission, i.e. the mayor. The ordinance limits the number of cannabis business licenses that are available for each cannabis business type, imposes an application and license fee for each, and allows the Cannabis Commissioner to suspend or revoke cannabis business license for cause. This is the same as liquor license and tobacco license, so same applies to them. A license fee for those applicants that have been determined by the state as social equity applicants are subject to a reduced license fee. The ordinance also allows the Cannabis Commissioner to negotiate impact fee agreements with cannabis businesses to benefit the village. Finally, the ordinance enacts regulations upon cannabis businesses and imposes penalty for violations. So again, we have taken, in writing this up, we do understand the social equity part of it, and we are trying to make it as fair, obviously, as possible to make sure that we take care of that. Any questions from the trustees?
No questions, just a comment and actually a compliment to staff. I sent them a private note, but very well written, very detailed. It took me 2 cups of coffee to get through it. But I did want to say that I think it covers a lot of the topics that were discussed at town halls. It covers a lot of the topics we've discussed at this board. And I think it takes in consideration everything that we've heard over the, I think, 6 months that we've been talking about this. So just a thank you to legal and the staff that's worked on this. It should not go unnoticed because I know this has been taking up a lot of time. So thank you.
Yeah, for those who want to get some coffee and read the ordinances, they are available, they will be available online, so. just
And if
make
you'd like
sure-
iced coffee, you're welcome to do so in my office.
Yeah, special.
Any other questions from the trustees? May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Rupes, second. Trustee Doris, roll call vote, please.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Rupes.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Again, this is just uncharted waters for us. I know the question came up at the town hall meeting of what has changed? Why now and not then? Why did you miss the opportunity? And I want you to hear, as well as those at home, is we didn't know what it was. It wasn't legal. We didn't know the process. We didn't know how it was handled. We didn't know what impact it would have on crime or anything else. So you have two different types of people. You have someone who, as soon as that brand-new TV comes out, they're standing in line buying it, and there are those that say, let's figure out the glitches first and get, so we kind of took that sit, wait. We did do due diligence. Trustee Rupsis and Carpenzano sent out the survey a couple of times, the town hall meeting, meetings with lawyers. We had a community matters event with IDPH, as well as cultivators legal and the mayor of Naperville, and he kind of spoke to how that has played out in Naperville. So a lot of work has really gone into this, a lot of conversation, and I'm hoping that this is the right decision, that we're making a right decision. There's nothing to say that we can't unwind the decision if things don't work out. And so let's hope that this is going to be a good thing for Bolingbrook. All right, next up, PC 21.23, approval of a text amendment for the zoning ordinance Articles 2 and 9 for the purpose of regulating assembly uses in business districts in the Village of Bolingbrook. Village of Bolingbrook is the applicant. I need to do a little bit of conversation about this piece to explain it and so that you understand where this came from. We are seeing a shift in retail businesses. Retail is kind of fading out, and what we've seen is this almost like small gathering places or event spaces. So our retail space, we have people that want to convert it to a banquet facility or a place to have baby showers or a restaurant with another room. So with that being said, this ordinance goes to add a per person tax to that use. So if you use it, you get a tax on it in lieu of sales tax. That's basically what this summary is. Now I'm going to read it to you. This is a text amendment to the zoning code which has been recommended for approval by the Planning Commission. The amendment makes, and this is the way it's written currently, so you're going to read some of these names and they're going to show the age of when this was written. Dance halls, discotheques, you don't know what that is, do you, Trustee Carpenzano?
Never been.
Banquet halls, private clubs, taverns, cocktail lounge, nightclubs, and any establishment approved for live music or pre-recorded music such as DJ or karaoke, or that has been approved for occupancy of 25 persons or more, special uses in all business districts. So this is kind of what the language is currently that we have. Currently, these uses are special use only in the B2 and B4 districts. The text amendment also references the new offset tax that is proposed via separate ordinance. This has been reviewed and approved by the Plan Commission. May I have a motion to approve the Plan Commission, please? Trustee Lawler?
Make a motion to accept the Plan Commission report.
Okay.
Second.
Trustee Carpenzano, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And now we have the ordinance. So ordinance 22-003, amending chapter 54 zoning of the Bolingbrook Village Code to regulate assembly uses in business districts in the Village of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Are there any questions from the trustees? May I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Watts, second. Trustee Rupsis, roll call vote, please.
Yes, trustee Watts?
Yes.
Trustee Rupsis?
Yes.
Trustee Zarate?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano?
Yes.
Trustee Doris?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 22-004, amending Chapter 46 taxation of the Bolingbrook Village Code to regulate the tax assembly use in business districts in the Village of Bolingbrook. This ordinance introduces a new tax upon certain assembly uses located in the business district to make up for the sales tax revenue that could have been generated in the retail business. Under the ordinance, dance halls, discotheques, banquet halls, private clubs, taverns, cocktail lounges, nightclubs, and any establishment approved for live music or pre-recorded music, such as DJ or karaoke, that has been approved for occupancy of a minimum of 25 or more, located in the B1, B2, B3, or B4 districts, will be subject to a 2.5% per participant attendee cost or 2.5% of the gross amount of the cost of the charge as based on the lump sum. So you go, you rent this banquet facility, and it's $5,000 because you're bringing in your own food. Then it's 2.5% of that. Or if you're doing a per-person catering meal, it's $10, it's 2.5% tax. Any questions from the trustees? All right. I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Trustee Rupes, second trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mayor, trustee Doris,
Yes.
trustee Watts,
Yes.
trustee Carpenzano,
Yes.
trustee Zarate. Yes. Trustee Lawler,
Yes.
trustee Rupes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next ordinance is 22-005, amending Chapter 6 of the Municipal Code, decreasing Class D5 from 1 to 0. iPic Theaters LLC, located at 619 East Fountain Road, Suite 200. Class D5 liquor license is for theater entertainment. Due to the closing of iPic Theater, the number of licenses will decrease from 1 to 0. Now, before Facebook goes crazy, iPic did close, but we have someone new coming in. So it's not going to be vacant, it's not going to be empty. The Promenade is not closing. One theater closed, another one will be opening. But we have to let go of this liquor license, and then we will bring it back at a future date. Any questions from the trustees?
There might be an announcement when that happens. Maybe people can, COVID lifts a little bit, hit the theater and enjoy some
Yeah, I'm
movies.
actually looking forward to it myself.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I'm glad theaters are open. Anyone else? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Doris, second trustee Rupes. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mayor, trustee Lawler,
Yes.
trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate. Yes. Trustee Carpenzano,
Yes.
trustee Watts,
Yes.
trustee Rupes.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next ordinance is 22-006, amending Chapter 6 of the Municipal Code, decreasing Class D full service from 16 to 15 and Class D1 outdoor from 23 to 22. Chipotle Mexican Grill, store number 0529, located at 274 South Weber Road. Chipotle, while they will be staying open, will no longer require a liquor license for 2022. Therefore, the Class D license and the Class D1 outdoor license will each decrease by 1. Any questions? Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Watts, second trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
That's trustee Rupes.
Yes.
Trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Zarate. Yes. Trustee Watts,
Yes.
trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Thank you. Next is the corresponding ordinance 22-007, and amending Chapter 6 of the Municipal Code, decreasing D2 full service from 20 to 19 and D1 outdoor from 22 to 21. Chipotle Mexican Grill, located at 3137, store number 3136, located at 750 Janes Avenue. This Chipotle location has decided not to renew their liquor license for 22. Therefore, we are decreasing Class D2 and D1 by 1. Any questions by the trustees? All right, motion to approve?
Second.
Trustee Rupes, second trustee Carpenzano. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Mayor, trustee Lawler,
Yes.
trustee Zarate. Yes. Trustee Watts,
Yes.
trustee Carpenzano.
Yes.
Trustee Doris.
Yes.
Trustee Rupes.
Just one point, and we did this we kind of talked about this last year as well. This comes about as a result, licenses are issued at the beginning of the year. Businesses take a look at it, and they decide whether or not they want to continue or look for renewal. So I think this is part of the process of whether or not to renew for 2022.
And plus, when you have liquor, I mean, the liquor license is not cheap, and the insurance that you have to carry is not cheap, and labor is not cheap.
The alcohol itself is not cheap.
Oh, the alcohol for sure is not cheap. No, that's right. Before we go to public questions and trustee comments, I do want to wish everyone a happy 22. I'm excited for 22 and all that it has to bring. We have been on COVID patrol, I want to say. We've had COVID vaccine clinics, booster clinics. We did close to 1,200 right before Christmas. Thank you to our fire department and my assistant Joy Basil. 1,200 people in 6 hours went through our clinic, and because we're just gung-ho about getting rid of this thing, we have another close to 900 coming in for boosters this Wednesday. So we are doing everything that we can to try to ensure the safety of our residents. We're very glad that students are now qualifying for this booster, and that's why we're having this clinic. But COVID is here, winter is here, and we need to do everything that we can. Hospitals are filling up, and people are dying. So I know that OSHA and state and federal and everybody's trying to figure this thing out, but we're doing the best we can. We're doing our part to try to keep our community safe. So please, stay safe, do what you need to do. If you're not feeling well, stay home, stay away from others, and let's get rid of this thing so we don't end up where we were, because I know our businesses and our community don't want it, not sure that they can handle it. So God has plans for us. Any comments from the public, other than the ones that we've already had? Anyone else? All right, very good. Let's go to trustee comments. Trustee Lawler.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I would echo, we all know someone who has contracted it. Some have survived, others have not. And so anything that we can do to help keep us safe and get through this is much appreciated. I happen to head up a education foundation for the Valley View School District, and we do some fun events from time to time. So we're bringing back, with some caution and careful things, and thanks to the co-chair of the event, Wild Fest 2022. And that gives you a chance to get up close and personal with a variety of mammals and reptiles and other things like that, insects, amphibians, at Bolenberg High School in the field house. And this is going to be in between all the football playoff stuff, Sunday, February 6th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are at the door. So pretty reasonable to get in. Last time we did this 2 years ago, we had over 2,000 people in attendance. I'm not sure, I don't think Bubba the alligator is coming back. He moved to Florida, but he's only 16 feet long, so.
There's a different alligator coming, though.
There is a different alligator coming, so it is a fun event. And if you want more information about it, but that's the basics of it, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You come in through the entrance by the gymnasium, come through the gymnasium. We've separated the concession food from the animals, so they don't get confused. And we make sure people sanitize and remove the smell of food before they go into the field house, and that the medical professionals really appreciate that step on our part. But it's a really cool event, and kids of all ages can enjoy it. So that's the save the date there. And I will attest to earlier, I want to thank Kathleen Lamb for stepping up to the Arts Council. I've been to several events recently at Bolingbrook High School, and she is all over the place. I have to take a nap after watching her, so she'll be a good addition to the Arts Council. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to also echo those congratulations to having Kathleen I was so excited to see her as a new commissioner. She's going to do great things for Bolingbrook, and she's a perfect fit for that role. And then I wanted to also thank Village of Bolingbrook for taking care of our streets, and this past weekend with the ice, and I think it was the weekend that we had, just a little bit ago. And thank the community for all their contributions in talking about cannabis and bringing the voice forward, because it's really important. And the people came to speak tonight, not just about cannabis, but also about ice on the sidewalks, because that's a real thing. My daughter has slipped and fall 2 times already on the way home from school. So that is a thing, and I think it's really important that we as a community take care of each other and just consider those things. So thank you for coming out, and thank you for your voice. And it's just so nice to see all the volunteerism and the people coming out who really truly care about our community. So thank you.
A
few quick fun things and then one note about taxation. So I'll start with the fun stuff first. A big congratulations to Bolingbrook High School for hosting the 2022 Illinois High School Theater Festival All-State Production. We got a few notes from some community members on how that was put together. Their venue had actually gotten canceled due to COVID, and with the work of Valley View and the high school, they were able to host that right here in Bolingbrook, a neat all-state production this past weekend, I believe. So congratulations to BHS and everyone associated for putting that together. Two notes that have come to me from baseball enthusiasts: Bolingbrook T-Ball Association and BYBL, Bolingbrook Youth Baseball League, have all asked to spread the word about their registration for spring being open. So if you'd have a T-baller or a baseball player in your family or someone that you want to join, please go search Bolingbrook T-Ball Association or Bolingbrook Youth Baseball League and get them signed up for baseball. And just as I promised, the note about taxation. I've had conversations over the past, I don't know how many months, regarding specific to cannabis, but I'll talk about this generally. We can do, within law, almost anything that we want. We passed a cannabis sales tax back last year. That passed this board even prior to us passing this. One thing about expectations, and I've mentioned this before at previous board meetings, whether it's this tax or anything else that we took action on tonight, we can say yes to a lot of things, and we want to hear what those things are. So the voices that come up and sort of describe that. One thing to note is that if we take money from one pot and put it in the other, we just have to be conscious of where things are going. There's only one pot of money for the village. So with that being said, and even a comment on sidewalks and salt, I had a resident this weekend call and ask if we as a village can salt. We actually salt every single private sidewalk in the village. And I said, can we? Sure, we can do a lot of things, but that cost is all paid on by us, by me, by the mayor, by every trustee on this board. So just things to keep in note. Expectations on a cannabis 3% retail sales tax, even with some impact fees. The immediate impact, and folks that were very much proponents of cannabis coming into town saying, this is going to lower my property taxes. I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's manage our expectations here and understand that the price of fire trucks is going up, the price of pensions are going up, health insurance, everything else that the village does also goes up. So it's just, I'm not saying that anything can't be done. What I'm saying is we all need to come together, have good conversation, talk about ideas, and make sure that we're realistic in what can and can't be done without all of us having to pay extra. So again, I think this is more so what Trustee Roops has said, keep communication open. Just because things pass tonight, that doesn't mean that things are done. Let's see what happens, but please continue to interact with your elected officials, talk about ideas, and then truly, the best way to communicate is with this board, with your elected officials. The Facebook stuff is fine, but ultimately, this is where the business happens. So please keep in touch, but also work with us and come to the table with ideas, because that's what we need to hear to move forward. So that's a long-winded way of saying stay in touch, and thank you. Happy 2022.
Just a small note to put on the calendar is that Village Hall will be closed on Monday the 17th. We do observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so please be aware that if you have any inquiries, maybe the next day you'll get a response from any officials or village staff. But important note that there will be no delay in the garbage pickup due to the holiday, so that's always great. Also in regards to garbage, last week was very windy. So if you see any debris, trash in your neighborhood, I had to pick up the neighbor's trash in my yard, so it sucks, but just give a helping hand to kind of clean up the area that you live in. Obviously, in the past, you've heard we're working on solutions, so until then, just please do your part with the garbage, because I had to pick up garbage before I left here to come here today, so I don't enjoy it, but if you see it, just put some gloves on, let your neighbor know that you're picking up their trash, and do your part as a neighboring community. Before the holiday weekend, we did, as a village, and I was kind of heading this, we had a subdivision holiday decoration contest. I do want to just say thank you to all the participants. I drove around town for about an hour, just outside, taking pictures of entrances of HOAs and apartments complex. People thought I was crazy. but it was worth it because I got to see some great decorations from a lot of the HOAs and apartment complexes. I do want to extend congrats to Summerfield Homeowners Association for taking that wind. Hopefully next meeting, I can get a picture on the screen so everybody can see it. And we'll have somebody from Summerfield here represent their homeowners association and accept an award from us. So that was pretty cool, very amazing to see all the people participating. I just want to say thank you again. That is it for
I
my
think they
notes.
won it last year, did they not?
That's
Didn't
what I'm
Summerfield
thinking.
win it last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah.
I think next year we're gonna do honorable mentions or someone's gonna have to up their game.
Yeah, get some honorable mention's a
Yeah.
good idea.
I wanted to do a first through third place, but I didn't know how competitive we wanted it to be. But
Summerfield, I think I know the person who does that.
it was very nice. I thought I was driving through like one of those drive-through like winter light shows. Yeah, no, seriously, it was really good, really good.
We're gonna have to up the bar for next year.
Change the rules like they do in college football playoffs.
Thank you. Trustee Watts?
I, just want to take the opportunity to thank our staff once again. If you think about it, in a time of today where we're managing COVID issues, staff in a public service career must interact with people. And so that can be hazardous to their health at times, right? We look at our fire department and when they go out to calls, and was talking to the chief today of scenarios where they are literally, being put in harm's way as it relates to catching the virus. And so we just want to thank them for their hard work, their dedication, their sacrifice, and then obviously Public Works, what they've done throughout this winter with great staff and great leadership who is very attentive to any matters that I may bring up through residents. So just can't thank them enough for their continued dedication and hard work. And then I do want to congratulate Kathleen Lamb for stepping up again in a time like this to serve our community. It is greatly appreciated. I just have one quick announcement. The Black History Awareness Club, the Bolingbrook Black History Awareness Club, is planning to conduct their annual event. The 2022 theme, Elevation Through Education, will be taking place at the Bolingbrook High School, as it normally does, 365 Raider Way. That's 1 to 5 p.m. At this point in time, that event will still take place in person on February 12th. So keep that in mind. Always a great event, fun and educational to bring the family to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to say Happy New Year to Bolingbrook. We have the Winterfest featuring outdoor winter-themed activities, Saturday, February 12th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the Reno Community Center at 201 Recreational Drive. Save the day for a family winter day getaway. There will be something for everyone. For more information, please contact Bolingbrook Park District, 630-739-1700. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. We have no executive session this evening. Business before the board is concluded, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Watts, second. Trustee Carpenzano, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you and have a good evening.